Forget knives, forget guns. Now Customs and Border Patrol agents are being assaulted by Subway sandwiches. And no, that's not a joke. Today, the real story comes out of D.C. It sounds like a bad late-night comedy sketch, but it is really a problem. It's a symptom of something bigger. And what's the something bigger? It is complete and utter disrespect and contempt for men and women who are just simply doing their jobs. They're out there standing between you, me, and all of us and what could be serious danger. Let's look at some headlines. Man accused of throwing sandwich at U.S. border agent charged with felony assault. Man arrested for throwing sandwich at CBP officer in D.C. faces federal charges. D.C. man charged with felony assault after hitting federal agent with Subway sandwich. Now that may seem silly. It may seem ridiculous. You think, well, how is a Subway sandwich going to hurt somebody? Maybe you dive out of the way. When you do, maybe you hit your knee on the curb. Maybe you hit your face or your nose on the curb. Maybe you drop your rifle. Maybe it goes off. Who knows what happens? If we are in a situation where you no longer respect the badge on the street, we are on the brink of chaos. If you have a problem with that authority on the street, the place to take that up is not on the street. The place to take that up is in a court of law. The place to take that up is to file a complaint. This incident happened 11 p.m., so it's at night. It's dark. We're on 14th Street Northwest in Washington, D.C. 37-year-old Sean Charles Dunn sees a group of Customs and Border Patrol agents along with Metro Transit Police. Now, Dunn starts shouting, "F you, you effing fascists. Why are you here? I don't want you in my city." Well, there's a couple things wrong with that. A, it's very disrespectful. And B, they don't need your permission to be in their city. They don't need to check with you first. It's not up to you, but you have free speech. You can show your ass. You can stand there and cuss in their face, and they have to put up with that. They're paid to listen to that. And that's okay. This goes on for several minutes. Dunn then gets up in an officer's face and starts jumping up and down, berating him. Again, free speech. But Dunn then launches his Footlong Subway sandwich at the agent. The sandwich ricochets off the officer's chest, landing at his feet. Like a coward, he starts running. He ain't too quick. They caught him in the blink of an eye. Now, while in custody, Dunn tells investigators, "I did it. I threw a sandwich." Thank you for that. He was charged with felony assault of a police officer. After the incident, Attorney General Pam Bondi revealed Dunn worked at the Department of Justice. You guessed it, he no longer works at the Department of Justice. The D.C. U.S. Attorney and a friend of mine, Janine Pirro, released a video statement after the incident.
He took a Subway sandwich about this big and took it and threw it at the officer. He thought it was funny. Well, he doesn't think it's funny today because we charged him with a felony.
Now, you may be thinking, oh, hey, it's just a sandwich. Well, under D.C. and federal law, anything used to strike an officer can be considered a dangerous or offensive weapon, whether it's a brick or a burrito. And yes, I'm embarrassed to report there is a precedent for assaulting people with food. Take, for example, the man who faced felony charges for throwing a slice of pizza, or the man accused of assaulting his roommate with a slice of pizza. I guess that's the weapon of choice for histrionic folks. In Florida, a man landed in jail for battery after throwing a hot dog. You can't make this up. The law doesn't care if it's a meatball or a metal pipe. Assault is assault. And as I say, this is symptomatic of disrespect for the badge of authority when it's a police officer. If we don't respect that level of authority, then what's next? And to be clear, this was not just some random deli sandwich attack. It happened just days after President Trump declared a public safety emergency. The National Guard was deployed to handle a serious crime problem in D.C. He did this invoking Section 740 of the D.C. Home Rule Act. He placed the Metropolitan Police Department under federal control, deploying 800 National Guard troops onto the streets of the nation's capital. Now, what was his goal in doing that? Make D.C. safe and beautiful. Now, some were upset with the decision, and I'm not here to say whether you need to think that's right or wrong, but I will say one thing. This country has a history of peaceful and effective protest. Think about Rosa Parks. Did she scream? She didn't throw anything. She simply sat quietly in the front of a bus. That peaceful, silent act changed the entire course of the United States of America. Now compare that to someone screaming at police, jumping up and down and telling them to go F themselves, and then throwing something at them, in this case a sandwich. Rosa sparked a movement that altered history. This nitwit sparked tabloid headlines. I'll admit the phrase felony footlong sounds like satire. I wonder how much he was laughing when he was standing there taking a booking photo with a felony arrest, or how funny it was when he went home and told his family that he no longer had a job. You have the right to protest. You have the right to speak your mind. You even have the right to yell at authority figures. But the second you pick something up and throw it at someone, whether they're wearing a badge or whether they're not, you've gone from speech to behavior. And you've crossed the line to a criminal act. That's why Rosa Parks changed history, and Sean Charles Dunn got a court date. You can disagree with the government, the police, even the president without hurling insults or food at people doing their jobs. You can stand on the opposite side of an issue without standing on the opposite side of decency. Outrage doesn't win arguments, reason does. And no one in history ever said, I didn't agree with him until he hit me with a sandwich. And sadly, that is the real story. Wherever you're getting the real story, make sure you subscribe and follow. I'll see you tomorrow. Cozy Earth products bring next-level comfort that shows up day in and day out, like their bamboo joggers. They're seriously soft. I didn't know joggers could feel like this. I wear them everywhere, and the shape and comfort still stays consistent. Also, the Everywhere Pant. It lives up to its name, lightweight, breathable, and incredibly flexible, yet still polished enough to wear out. They move with me and always look sharp. Cozy Earth nails the balance between unmatched comfort and everyday function. And it's not just me. Everyone I know who's tried Cozy Earth is completely hooked. Ready to upgrade your comfort? Go to CozyEarth.com and use code PHIL for up to 40% off joggers, pants, shirts, everything. If you get a post-purchase survey, tell them you heard it here. Cozy Earth, built for real life.